versus Valera.
Watch your back.
For Doomhammer.
Alright, pretty sure I don't keep any of these cards. If I had a more aggressive hand, I could play Abusive Sergeant. But it just gets hero powered down, and I have no follow-up to it, so I guess I'm holding it. Totem pass, I guess. 1/1 was probably the best totem for me there. Kinda forces out a hero power, or else it just kills Thalnos. That's fine. Tuskar still allows me to play Thing from Below for 4 mana next turn, so I think he's pretty good here. Especially if I just roll the nuts and get Totem Golem. Prep fan.
This guy's toast.
Alright, that was a pretty good response from him. I did get an early prep though, which has some value. Rockbiter weapon on the SI7 agent looks pretty good. Do I coin out Thing from Below with that, or do I just play Thing from Below? It's just so good to use Rockbiter weapon on the SI7 agent because Rogue has so few minions that when you can clear one cleanly and play a threat and just like not let their minions swing into yours, it's pretty valuable.
I wonder.
The thing is, if I go Thing from Below, coin Rockbiter here, I don't really have any follow-up.
There is little time.
But it is pretty difficult for him to deal with Thing from Below.
Guide me.
Sometimes if the play is strong enough, you don't necessarily need follow-up. But I mean, I guess just a combo to Eviscerate clears this. But if that means he's not playing an Azure Drake this turn, maybe I'm happy with that. Let's see what kind of totem I can get here. Wonder if I just go for an Evolve play here. Maelstrom Portal blows in this matchup. Maybe I just go Maelstrom Evolve here. Well, that's not good. My rogue opponent was starting to run out of cards, and I gave him another one. At least I got 2 things that trade into Earthen Ring Farseer.
So many options.
Shiv face.
Ha, this guy's toast.
Trading in Nat and playing Master of Evolution is pretty good. But I think I might be able to just evolve him next turn. My opponent doesn't seem to want to kill him. Because any other 2-4, shivving the 2-4 instead of face was better there, and he just didn't do it. Because he doesn't want Dark Fisher to die, he wants to draw more cards. If I guarantee evolve him next turn, then he's only giving my opponent half a card, on average. That might be worth it, just dropping the Fire Elemental. The Fire Elemental is very strong here. And if he does clear the Dark Fisher, I can evolve the Fire Elemental, which is also pretty good. Pretty unlucky that Dark Fisher gave him 2 draws.
Thank you.
Is he really gonna ignore it? Well, now I can just trade in a Flame Tongue or Abusive. I feel like I might just go Master of Evolution and Tuskar this turn. No, because then I can't clear the Tomb Pillager. So, Flame Tongue, Abusive Master of Evolution. How much better is the average 7-drop than Fire Elemental? Probably not that much better. He's already shown he doesn't have a great answer to Fire Elemental, so maybe I just go like Tuskar, Flame Tongue, regular Totem. I think putting it over here is best, unless I get Flame Tongue. And it's hide.
Job done.
So he rolled with Nat the Darkfisher, I rolled with Manatide Totem. I'm actually very close to lethal if he doesn't start clearing. Looks like an Abyss though. Shadow Strike. That's good too. That's a big good one. I don't have X or anything like that in this deck. I just clear off the Azure Drake. The Taunt Totem stops a lot of damage from Edwin. I can also just clear Edwin, but that means I have to leave up an Azure Drake. I guess I could clear both.
What to do?
I have to trade off my Manatide to clear both, but maybe that's worth it. Wait, do I have to trade off all of my dudes?
There is little time.
Yeah, I have to trade my whole board to clear both. I'll just make a big board here. It's pretty likely that the Taunt Totem blocks Edwin. I mean, I guess I could die to, like, Leroy Coldblood Backstab. Maybe I should have played around that. But I put a ton of minions on the board. This board is pretty resilient to Rogue AoE, unless he's the one person playing Blade Flurry. So Edwin gets to do what Edwin does here. But I think he might have to trade. I have 14 power on board. If he doesn't trade, he's actually dead to second Flame Tongue Totem. Okay, he has a sap. And it looks like he traded into the Flame Tongue. So I'm actually in a pretty bad spot now. I don't quite have lethal. I can clear his board if I Flame Tongue my 3 small minions and use Rockbiter. Kinda sucks. I don't like giving up the Manatide. I guess I can keep the Manatide around and trade off the Master of Evolution, but it's probably not worth it.
There is little time.
Maybe I just kill Gadgetzan Auctioneer. Let's see what totem I roll. Hopefully I'm not dead here. I feel like if I trade off my board into the Edwin though, it just uses so many of my resources. I have to trade off my draw engine and get rid of my Rockbiter. He couldn't kill me last turn when like Leroy, Coldblood, and Backstab was lethal. He just didn't have it. So the chances he has it this turn are maybe not that high, although he did draw some cards off Gadgetzan Auctioneer. I don't know, I'm kind of to the point where I've played enough Evolved Shaman to think that this deck just sucks. So if I see a line of play that might result in a win, I kind of just want to go for it.
I wonder.
Seems like if I just play too safe with this deck, I'm just going to lose every time, because my opponent's cards are better than mine.
Choose soon.
That's lethal. Woohoo! I'm an Aggro Shaman.
Thrall versus Valera.
Watch your back.
For Doomhammer.
I have a really aggressive hand here. Wonder if I just keep double 1-drop on 1. Flame Tongue it. Why am I keeping Abusive Sergeant if that's my play? I guess Abusive is better if He like clears my tunnel chalk with backstab dagger or something. I'll just keep.
The light protects me.
Just push 6 damage.
I fight.
If he wants to clear the squire, he has to take another 3. Push 3 more with tunnel trog. Absolutely. I will trade a Flame Tongue Totem for 4 damage and Eviscerate and half a dagger. Like that trade any day.
Get in there and fight, maggot!
Technically the wrong positioning on the Abusive Sergeant.
Get in there and fight,
I
maggot!
fight.
1 health minions should generally be in the middle to trade with for like Flame Tongue Totem trades. I already lost one of my Flame Tongues, but I do have another in the deck. I have 2 Tuskar Totemics. So the positioning is definitely somewhat relevant. Master of Evolution better than Thing from Below here. If I just play Thing from Below, I can Master of Evolution next turn on the Thing from Below. But it's probably better to... well, I'm gonna say it's probably better to evolve my Squire since she dies to Dagger. But I guess if I just play Thing from Below, she doesn't really die to the Dagger. Do I really want to evolve my 5/5 Taunt though? Probably not. And if I just go Master of Evolution this turn, next turn I can go Totem Thing from Below. I think I like Master of Evolution better here. Well, that was almost really dumb. I have to make the attack first. She could become a Direwolf Alpha or something. So hold back on that Tunnel Trog until she evolves. No fan, please. Yeah, I even said please. Wonder if I'm to the point where I just ignore an Azure Drake against a Rogue. Probably not. I mean, it's not like I have a weak board after this turn. That's interesting. I guess it's not really interesting. I could already clear with Rockbiter Maelstrom Portal. Wonder if that's the best play. Then on 6 I can drop Nerubian Prophet and Thing from Below. Still lets me push 4 damage this turn. He doesn't really have a great way to deal with the 4/3. He's already played one Eviscerate, can't be targeted by Backstab or Shadow Strike. If he wants to like Deadly Poison into it, he takes 4 more damage. Let's go ahead and set him to 10. Leave a couple threats on the board, drop 2 more threats next turn.
Give me a quest.
Oh, this is a questing adventurer list.
Hey, do you want to buy a funnel cake?
I probably should kill the questing. On the other hand, I can just set him to 4 and play 2 5/5 taunts this turn. Rogue can do some pretty silly things with the questing adventurer though. I can actually totem before playing my 2 things from below here. That's definitely worth it. No way I'm trading into the Undercity Huckster. If I just set him to 4, Doomhammer's lethal anytime I draw it. 1 in 10 chance I just draw Doomhammer and kill him, even if he can somehow manage to clear this board.
Always little time.
There's no way he can just like kill me next turn. I'm just gonna set him to 4.
Always little time.
We hunger for vengeance.
And before Elemental Destruction.
brotherhood shall prevail.
I get
Nice, I guess. I don't know. I played a single card that can't normally be found in Aggro Shaman. I'm not sure how good of a game that counts as.
Thrall versus Thrall.
For Doomhammer. For the Frost Wolves.
Definitely don't want to keep Maelstrom Portal. Probably keep Rockbiter for Tunnel Trog or Totem Golem. But keep Abusive Sergeant. I can just play it on turn 1, I guess. This is a pretty aggressive hand.
Who's up for an adventure?
I think I'm gonna go Squire, Coin, Rockbiter. I want to have something on the board so that Abusive Sergeant has something to buff next turn if I need it to. But if I just play out either of my 1-drops, the Finley just kills it for free, so I guess I'm Rockbitering into the Finley. Rockbiter into Finley doesn't feel great, but it does put me ahead on board. And just a single Argent Squire doesn't really put you that far ahead on board, but I do have an Abusive Sergeant to back it up. So if he tries to play just, I don't know. If he had Tunnel Trog, he would have played it last turn. Okay, well. If he just tries to play Tunnel Trog here. I probably go for Evolve this turn. Turn 2 1-drops into 2-drops. Got the Battle Cry and the Divine Shield out already. Well, the Squire turning into a Blood Mage Thalnos, kind of, is definitely an upgrade. I guess I'd rather have a 1/4 taunt than a 2/1 Abusive Sergeant. I think I would rather have the Flame Tongue Totem on the taunt if I get it, and that's the only one that's relevant for positioning. What does this guy say? Maelstrom Portal's really good here. I probably should have put a little bit more thought into this. How much spell damage do I have in this deck? It's just the second Maelstrom Portal, so I should trade this guy off, I think. I want to go ahead and get the card draw. Oh, that is not a good draw. I do want to play the Totem Golem here over just making a totem. It means I can't play Doomhammer next turn, which kinda sucks. And I guess if I had known that I would draw another Doomhammer, maybe I wouldn't have made this play. But just having something that sticks on the board is pretty good. He high rolled on both of the relevant minions, which kinda sucks. Maelstrom Portal kinda sucks here too. Wonder if I just play it? Probably not. If he was lower, I would play it just to get a minion on the board, but can't be worth it here, right? I don't know. I think there's a pretty good chance that 2 mana for a random 1-drop is worth it there. But it's pretty good, like, if I go Doomhammer and he goes Feral Spirit, it's pretty good at cleaning those up. Sometimes the 1 damage is relevant. Well, the spiders suck here. I guess I just start Doomhammering his face. I mean, I could just clear the Totem Golem. I miss 4 damage, it takes 6.
Elements,
If he takes a value trade on the 1/1, which he might have to since I'm so far ahead on life, then 1 hit of Doomhammer plus Maelstrom Portal can clean up the Totem Golem. And if he just goes face, then I can just keep going face, I think.
Get in there and fight, maggot!
Alright, Maelstrom Portal's really good here. Is it better to go Maelstrom Portal, Tunnel Trog, Totem, or just Maelstrom Portal, Pantry Spider? Spiders are more likely to push damage. Although if I go Totem Golem, I can just like equip a Doomhammer for 2 burst damage by overloading on the Tunnel Trog rather. I'm putting him down to 11 this turn. I guess even if I guess I can see what I roll first, because even if I get spell damage Totem, it doesn't change anything.
The light protects me.
Elements guide me.
I think the Pantry Spider just puts more damage on the board, on average. And if I play Tunnel Trog this turn, then like use 2 charges of Doomhammer next turn, I have to overwrite 2 charges on my Doomhammer if I want to buff it. Or I have to like play it on a turn where I can't use the Doomhammer. I'm actually in a pretty bad spot here though. Azure Drake is good though, good pickup. Well, that's the dream pickup, I think. Yeah, I mean, I just have to Flame Tongue here. This is like Rockbiter plus Argent Horse Rider, I would die next turn.
Elements guide me.
Killing the Flame Tongue Totem removes one of his outs, and I think it's basically impossible for him to stop me from killing him next turn. He would need like Elemental Destruction. Looks like Lava Burst Rockbiter. Nope, no Rockbiter. Oh, I actually won. Pantry Spider came in clutch that game.